Let's talk about overpricing your home and creating what I like to call seller desperation. So first off, market value isn't dictated by real estate agents. I know that's surprising for some of you to hear, but no, real estate agents don't create market value. Market value is what a reasonable, knowledgeable, active buyer is willing to pay for your home in the given market, which is dictated by different factors like interest rate and whatnot, supply and demand, but it's what a reasonable active buyer is willing to pay for your home in the current market. So how do we find market value? We find market value by looking at the data that we have on our system called the MLS system. Our backend system is called Matrix. So we look at the data of the past preferably a month or so, but sometimes we have to look back 3 to 6 months, sometimes a year, depending on your area. So those numbers will help us understand what your home should be selling for. Let's say, for example, an agent tells you a higher number than what you should be priced at, or maybe you're a seller that just wants to try to get that higher number. Now, this is a really big topic, guys, and I could go into it all day because there's so many different little factors. Like how if you want to try for a higher dollar amount, there's different marketing tactics that we can use on your property to try to get you that extra amount of money. But let's just put that aside for a moment and say that you're just trying to get that little bit of extra more money. Because hey, at the end of the day, we all want as much money as we can. I get it, we're human. But let's say that your property is worth $250 and you price it at $300,000 and you don't do any of the extras that should be done to try to get you that much more money. First thing you're doing is selling the houses that surround you. You're selling the ones between $250 and $300 that are priced at market value. Maybe some of them are a little bit nicer than yours and a little bit higher priced, but those are the ones that are selling. Yours is going to sit there because you're quite a bit overpriced. Maybe in the first week you don't get any showings, and so your agent tells you that you should reduce your price. And so you reduce your price $10,000 in week 1. Week 2 looks very similar. Your agent recommends that you reduce the price again, and you reduce down to $20,000. And listen, your agent's not doing the wrong thing by letting you know that you should be reducing your home. Because at the end of the day, if you're not getting any action, that shows that you should be reducing. But so you reduce again at week 2. And then week 3 comes around and you're like, oh, I've got to move out of province. So like, I need to get this house sold. And so your agent attaches seller motivated in your listing and your ads. And all of a sudden it's seller motivated, seller moving out of province, seller needs to buy another house. Your buyers were already starting to think that you were getting desperate by week 2. Now week 3 rolls around and they see that you really need to sell by attaching seller motivated to your listing. $300,000, then you price reduced, and you're starting to create that buyer desperation by seeing how much you reduce in a couple weeks. Now throw in the fact that you're really motivated to sell, as it says in your listing. Your buyer's mind, the price in your buyer's mind is going down, 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 down. And so at the end of the day, in a short synopsis, at the end of the day, you put your house up for $300,000 because you were trying to put the most amount of money in your pocket as possible, but you created buyer desperation. And now at the end of the day, you're likely going to end up accepting less money for your house than if you had went on the market at market value. And as I said, I can go into this, like it's already been 4 minutes. I can go into this all day about all the different reasons and, connections to this. But if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But market value is a real thing, and it's sometimes very tough for sellers to hear that they're not going to get what they want for their house. But sometimes it's a tough conversation that you have to have. So if you've got any questions, please reach out. I'm always here and happy to help.